What is going on, guys? I'm Teo, and welcome to another vlog episode. You know where we're at, man? You know where we're at? We're in Niagara Falls. That's right. Ready to play some 1-3, 2-5, 5-10, whatever it may be. You know what? I put my name on all the lists as usual, but I kind of made a promise to myself, and for 2018, I think I'm going to do the challenge strictly at 1-2 or 1-3. Sorry, 1-3 and 2-5. So that's kind of what I want to stick to, and before moving up, I'm going to just kind of show you guys, because most of you are 1-3 grinders, most of you are 2-5 grinders, none of you really play 5-10. I know you want to see the big pots, but I think it's just going to be a little more entertaining if I do 1-3 and just kind of stick with that, or 2-5. So I'm going to see what I get, and that's kind of how it's going to go. WPT is starting, and you know, this week they're running satellites. Everything's kind of going crazy. And by the time that I'm going to put this up, well, it just might be that WPT is going to be running. So by that point, I got to just, you know, pretty much grind, full out grind, get everything ready, because this is where you make a lot of money in poker, is that whenever there's a tournament, there's a circuit tournament, that's kind of where you're making the dough. A lot of games are running, especially 5-10s. 5-10s get to run quite often during this time of year. Anyways, it's kind of like enough of a little intro, enough of a rant, and let's just kind of get down to it, guys. 2018, first quarter, I'm going to try to get to $10,000. So let's just hop in there. We're ready to go. Okay, I'll see you guys. What's going on, guys? And welcome to the hands. This is going to be a fun session. It was profitable, so let's start off with the good news. It was profitable, and it looks like, you know, we might turn things around for first quarter of 2018. But all in all, it was profitable. It was swingy. It was a roller coaster, and I'm gonna hop into it. Can't really remember any huge hands. I do remember getting quads, so stay tuned for that. I'm telling you, I swear. Pocket twos, I've had like 5 or 6 quads with pocket twos. Kind of gave it away, you know, I'm going to have pocket twos as a quad hand. So look out for that one. That one's coming up. That's a pretty fun hand. Again, we get people to put their money in pretty much drawing dead. So yeah. So guys, just like I mentioned, I do want to stick with the 1-3 and the 2-5 strategy. Well, not strategy, but the mindset of just playing those 2 stakes, because I'm coming out of downswing. And like I mentioned before, you know, you don't really want to jump really high in stakes and try to make your money back quick, because that's just a recipe for disaster. And you could torch everything. So that's where I'm at right now. Although I have enough of a bankroll to play 5-10 pretty comfortably, I just choose to do what I do. This is what I do. It's worked for me, and time again, I haven't been really burned. So it's just my nature, right? Call me nitty, call me whatever, but good bankroll management results to you playing this game for a long time without being burned. And if you could play this game for a long time, then it just makes it that much more enjoyable, right? You don't have to worry about losing crap tons of money or banning yourself from a casino, because that would totally suck. When you love this game so much, like most of you guys watching right now, you don't want to ban yourself from a casino or have some kind of gambling issue. But if you do, definitely get in touch with those counselors. They always give out those free cards, you know, like the little cards at the casinos. I'm kind of going off on a little bit of tangent here, because I'm on a downswing, but some of this really relates to long-term goals and just kind of like long-term things in the poker world, in the poker life. So yeah, hopefully you know, you guys picked up something from that. But anyway, let's just hop on right to the hands, and we're at 1-3. We're waiting around for 2-5, hand number 1. So we just get dealt ace 3 of clubs. This is our absolute first hand. We're on the cutoff, and we're 8-handed. E1 limps, E2 limps, M1 limps, M2 limps, and then I decided to go to 25. But again, everybody at 1-3 kind of is your typical average type of player. Didn't really spot out any regulars at the table that I've played with, or just even familiar faces, just all new faces. Nobody knows me. I don't know anybody. And in most cases, when you get a bunch of limps, obviously you guys know, raise it up. So we're on the cutoff, just as good as button, I believe. So it folds around to E1, and E1 decides to call, and then M2 also calls. So 3 ways to the flop. Flop is deuce, 4, 5. And there are 2 clubs out there. So we flop the stones with the nut club redraw. The only way that I'm going to lose here is if somebody makes a bigger straight. And that's pretty much it, or a boat. So I'm going to see what happens. E2 decides to go to 25. M2 decides to call. And this is where it gets a little bit odd because I decide to raise. I put in a raise to 125. I'm thinking that I actually have ace 5 right now. I'm thinking I have a pair and a flush draw. I totally forgot that I had ace 3 in this moment. And as soon as I made the bet, I look back at my cards and I'm like, whoa.
My head hurts.
That's your brain trying to comprehend its own stupidity.
I was not supposed to make a bet like that. It was good enough that E1 pretty much snap shipped all in. So now we're waiting for M2. He thinks for maybe 50 seconds, close to a minute, and he finally chucks his hand. So yeah, I snap call him, I flip my hand over, and I tell him I got the nuts plus the draw. And then he flips his hand over too. He has queen 8 of clubs. And there's a 6 on the turn and an 8 on the river. And the dealer pushes the pot towards me, and then he's like, yo, wait, I got an 8. And I was like, no, man, I got a straight. I flopped the straight. So it was a good thing that he didn't have a 7 in that hand, or else he would have beat us. So anyway, that went pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty good result. Hand number 1. And guess what? After that, like 2 or 3 hands later, we get called up for 2-5. So it was kind of like hit and run. Hand number 2. Now we're playing 2-5, and I've got the Queen Jack offsuit. We're on the cutoff. I got 575, 9-handed, E1, E2, M1, all limp. And to my right, I got Liv. And shout out to Liv, he's a fan of the vlog. As soon as I sat down, he recognized me, so pretty cool, man. He was running a pretty good stack, you know, fighting for pots, running some bluffs, getting cheeky in some spots, but yeah, it was definitely fun seeing like one of you guys, like, oh man, it's just so awesome. Some of you guys watching the vlog get to play with me, I get to play with you, man. It's cool. It makes me feel good. So thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy it, and hopefully all you guys watching enjoy the vlog as well. And if you guys see me at the tables, say hello, and if we get into a fun pot, well, I don't know. We just might go on the vlog. I might talk about it. If you want to talk about it, you can even come on camera, but it's up to you. So anyways, let's just continue the hand. He folds, and now I decide to go to 40 bucks. Similar thing that I did with ace 3. You know, you got a pretty good hand. You don't want to limp here, so I just go 40. And it folds back to M1. He's the only guy that calls. Heads up to the flop. 9-5 jack. Rainbow. Looking pretty damn good. And he checks. I decide to bet 40. He snap calls. 2 offsuit on the turn. And he leads for 100. It's pretty odd. Like, I just feel like he's sizing up to shove the river. He's got 225 after the bet. So if I shove here, he either is just going to fold all his bluffs, and if he calls, then he's got me crushed most of the times. So I just got to call. I call, queen on the river, so now we got 2 pair, and he bets 100. Leaves himself with 125 behind. I decide to shove pretty instantaneously, and I think that's kind of a mistake. You know, sometimes I advocate waiting. Wait 20 seconds, wait 30 seconds. Just don't insta shove, and I kind of did it. I thought like immediately after this hand, he bets 100. Man, he's committed. He's got 125. But this guy thinks for like a minute, 2 minutes, man, 3 freaking minutes. $125 left to call. I'm like, man, this guy's pot committed. and he flashes a queen. Flashes a queen, guys. Flashes a queen. Somebody friggin' calls time on the guy. Somebody calls time. I swear, I started talking for maybe like 20 more seconds, trying to talk the guy into calling, and he timed out. He was most likely gonna call, but he timed out. So that was a little frustrating. The guy called time, and he folded a queen, man. He folded a queen. I don't know how he did that. Now there's one troll that's been, well, not one troll, but one dude that's been commenting, and by the time this video's up, it's probably like a week ago since we went back and forth, maybe like 3 comments, and pretty sure you know who you are, talking about a quarter pot bet on the river. Oh, you gotta size up. This guy folded 125 when I insta-shoved. I insta-bet on that river. Bigger than a quarter pot. It's like maybe a quarter pot, maybe like 30% pot. So if somebody is able to fold 125, guys, okay, one major thing that you gotta kind of just take into consideration, any of these training videos you see, any of the books that you read, like, man, seriously, it's not black and white. Poker is not black and white, okay? There's so many things that happen, and if a hand plays a certain way, learn from it. Don't judge other people based on, you know, what you know about the hand and what your big conception is about poker, because what you could be wrong, buddy. You could potentially be wrong. I could be wrong, right? But you got to be open-minded. That is the absolute best way to approach the game. You got to grab little pieces of info here, little pieces of info there, and you just keep building your knowledge. You get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. So if you're out there, you know, commenting on other people's vlogs or how they play hands, oh, the hand sucked, blah, 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 blah. Why are you telling people that their hand sucked? Don't tell people that they're not good at the game. You see the leak, you know what to do in your mind, you know how to make your game better, and that's it. End of story. And number 3. Now we wake up with pocket rockets. It's been maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple orbits, maybe 2 sessions. So call it like 30 minutes to an hour after the queen jack hand. Same opponent that folded out the queen when we had queen jack opens for 30 bucks. He's in E2, folds to us. We're in middle position 2. I go to 75. Right off the hop, this is where I think that I should have went to 90 bucks. But anyways, let's continue the hand. Heads up to the flop, deuce, 10, 5, all diamonds, and we don't have a diamond, which kind of blows. So he checks, and I go to 125, and then he thinks for, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds, and he min raises, leaving himself 200 behind. It's really, really sick because I already put in 75 bucks pre-flop, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just 500 bucks, less than $500 that he's got in front of him. I just feel like I'm going to go with the hand. I put in 75. So if you got it, buddy, you got it. I just shoved. And he snap calls. Ace 9 of diamonds.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Pocket aces, man. Absolutely brutal. So it would have been better if I raced to 90. Definitely wouldn't have felt as bad losing, but what can you do? Move on. Hand number 4. At this point, I got 750. We're the big blind. I got ace king of diamonds, 8-handed. E1 limps, and then 5 limp behind. Gets back to me, and it's pretty obvious I'm raising. So I go to 55. E1 calls, and then everybody else folds. So it's heads up to the flop. Ace 2, 7. And 2 hearts out there. There is no backdoor flush draw. So unfortunately, we don't get the backdoor flush draw, but we'll see what happens. I bet 55, and he goes to 130. Pretty easy call. I call. Jack on the turn. Offsuit jack, so there's no flush draws, no backdoor flush draws that get there. Pretty clean card, and whatever he bets, I'm most likely just going to call. And he bets 200. I ask him for a count, and he's got quite a lot of chips behind. He had like 450. So it's one of those situations where if I shove, he's just gonna call with better and fold all his crappy holdings or his bluffs. So I just decided to call, and the river is a 6 of hearts. He bets 200 blacks, and at this point, you know, I tell him, I'm like, dude, I made it so far that I got a call. So I ended up calling him, and he shakes his head, and he's like, no good. Handed the cookie jar, he just shows Jack 9 off. So I don't really know what he was thinking in that hand, especially on the flop. Like, I have no idea what he was going for. Ace high flop, he has no backdoor equity. All he's got is Jack 9. But anyway, so take that one down. Let's go on to the absolute last hand. This is where you guys know we're going to make quads. So see how that happens. And we're rolling, man. We're rolling. We're getting the money in. Money's going good. The upswing is high. And although we did actually start a little bit on a downer, there was a hand that I didn't put in that I lost some money. And we're rolling. We're up and running. So it's all good. So we got $2,700 in front of us. Pocket twos. We're on the button. 7-handed. As you can tell, I'm excited. Because, you know, when I got pocket twos, I just feel like I'm going to hit quads. I don't know. It happens so many times, guys. Pocket twos. What can I say? Sorry. 2,600 in front of us. E1 limps by accident. He thinks he's the big blind. So E2 goes to 20. M1 calls. And I call. Big blind calls. And E1 decides to fold. Which is really weird. Put his money in by accident. But his hand was so garbage that he decided to fold for an extra 15. And 5 ways to the flop. 9-4-2. So we get what we're looking for. We got our set, and it's rainbow. Nothing out there. Like, this is the driest of the dry. Checks to me, and I decided to bet 65. And then M1 calls, and she's got 225 left. So another female player. Very good. It's awesome to see females play the game, because they are half our population. So one way to increase the volume of poker players is to try to increase the volume of women players playing the game. Just be friendly, guys. Just be friendly at the table. Don't try to maybe like hit on all of them because that's like the only girl that you see. Just respect them as a player and treat them as a player, and they're gonna come back. Like, if they're treated well, they're probably gonna come back. So yeah. Anyways, if you don't already know, most girls that play poker don't play competitively. They don't play for a living, and there are gonna be weaker spots in the game. So it's good for you to keep them entertained, good for you to be nice to them, and just don't creep them out. Pretty straight and simple. So anyways, she calls. King on the turn. Beautiful card. Doesn't connect anything. Does bring a gut shot. She checks, and stack sizes are just so awkward. If I make a bet and it's too small, then she could shove or like draw for a good amount. Like if she's got maybe some kind of ace-4 hand, well, ace-5, ace-4 is drawing dead, but like ace-5, ace-3 type of hand, like a gutter. You know, I don't really want to give them like a 25% pot bet or something like that. So I decided to go 90, and then she shoves, which is awesome. River is the quads, and I flip my quads over right away. Like I said, I want to be nice. I'm not gonna, you know, it's only $200. Like, haven't really played with her before. I think I've seen her maybe like once or twice, but anyway, whatever. I flip over my twos, and she just mucks right away. So I think we were definitely good on the flop, good on the turn, and we were just smashing on the river. Like, man, quads. We got quads.
She call me Mr. Bombastic, tell me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic. Call me fantastic, touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr.
Anyways, hopefully you guys like that one. Like, subscribe, catch you on the next one. If you guys haven't subscribed already, man, there's a lot of you that don't subscribe. It's really easy. All you got to do is hit that little a red button that comes up on your little playlist type thing. You just scroll up slightly, hit the subscribe, or you can click on my head at the end of the video. That also helps as well. There's a little button there that says subscribe. If not, it's like a little play button. It's red usually, and if you hit that Taco Bell button, it gives you notifications, and you're not going to skip a beat. Sometimes YouTube doesn't play these videos. And just as a friendly reminder, guys, to support this channel, other channels, anything on YouTube, other poker vloggers that you guys like, any of the ads that play somewhere in between the video or at the front end of the video. If you guys watch like the short ones, like the 10-second ones or 5-second ones, well, 5 seconds you got to watch through, but 15 seconds or 20 seconds, we do get a little piece of commission, like a couple cents or whatever. So that helps. But I'm not asking of you guys to watch like, 2 minutes of an ad or something like that. That's ridiculous. I don't even do it. So all the guys that I support, I watch a lot of YouTube actually, and there's a lot of great material out there. Not only for like poker and vlogs and whatnot, but for other things, video stuff, like just financial things, and yeah, it's definitely good. And Bitcoin, man, freaking Bitcoin. Doug actually made a freaking awesome channel. It's like exactly like poker, but for crypto. Really cool. Good luck, guys. See you on the next one. See what happens. We're going to be on Q2 this time. Well, actually, no, Q1's still rolling. We got like another month. So, anyways.